Hello and welcome. I'm Julia Frodahl, and I made this video to support you in a process of some open hearted reflecting on the past year, followed by some big dreaming about the future, your individual future and our collective futures. Always remember the future is not pre written, my friend. Anything is possible. And as Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. In times like these, I think it's really helpful to remember that changing our personal lives or our world requires our ability to imagine them anew. In other words, we have to be able to step outside what our current reality looks like and envision and live into a new reality. This is what every visionary has done, whether they knew it or not, from the Buddha to Martin Luther King to Malala Yousafzai and Mahatma Gandhi. Though their vision for a more fair, just, and peaceful world ran completely counter to the societies and environments they lived in, their vision for the future was strong and clear within them. They never let outward evidence sway them from that vision. They also lived their vision as if it were already true. They thought and acted in ways that were in sync with their vision, not their outward environment. And in their unwavering ability to hold and live their vision, eventually reality began to bend to match it. Perhaps not perfectly or completely, but there's no denying that their ability to hold a vision that defied their current environments helped make their visions a material reality. It takes bravery to do this, of course, but we do have that bravery within us. So let's use it to the best of our ability each day. Let's imagine and create something greater than what we see before us. And let's find that place inside you that knows you can do whatever you set your heart and mind to for the evolution of your personal life and that of our shared beautiful world. For this process that I'm going to take you through, you'll want to have a journal and a writing instrument. We do connect more to our emotions when we write versus type, so take that into consideration. You might also take a moment to create a more sacred and reflective space around you. You might light a candle and put it somewhere nearby, for example. So you can pause this video while you do that if you'd like, and then we'll get started. To begin, let's set up a comfortable seat and close your eyes for a brief guided meditation. If you need to lie down instead, that's fine too. And as you close your eyes and turn your gaze inward, do so with lightness, kindness, and openness. There's no need to be masterful or serious, just light and easy and open. Simply begin tuning in to your inner world with love and care and openness. If you're sitting upright, you can rest the backs of your hands on your thighs, palms turned up. If you're lying down, just let your arms rest at your sides, palms turned up. And then if sitting upright, take a moment to create a nice upright spine, tall like a mountain, reaching up to its peak, while also so grounded at your base, steady, sturdy, and open. Crown of the head aligned to the tailbone. Move the navel slightly back to lengthen out the lower back. Align the low ribs to the pelvis, the back of the ears to the back of the shoulders. However you're positioned, connect it down through the ground beneath you, while you also let your spine be drawn upwards like a beanstalk. Feel your torso widen in all directions. Feel a little more space open up between each of your ribs and more space around the heart for the heart to occupy. Feel the plates of your skull loosen and open a little like a flower opening to the sky above you. Feel also the space that surrounds and holds you. Maintain all this space in an effortless way. And then from the bottom of your belly, draw a slow breath in, filling the spacious interior, the air spiraling into your lungs and into your bloodstream. And then from the bottom of your belly, slowly send this breath out, slowly and evenly, just as it came in. Maintain a sense of spaciousness within. Continue breathing slowly and evenly from the bottom of your belly, maintaining the spacious container as you do. A breath drawn in from the bottom of your belly and then sent slowly out from the bottom of your belly. This way of breathing is soothing the frayed edges of your nervous system. It relaxes your brain and your muscles to help you become more open, more receptive, more capable of expansive thinking, a kind of thinking that is connected to your heart and the wisdom of your whole body. So just continue like this for a couple minutes on your own. Slow breaths drawn in from the bottom of your belly, awakening every cell. Slow breaths sent out from the bottom of your belly, clearing away what is finished, what is ready to go. Slow breath in, equally slow breath out, letting go, releasing tension, making room. Everything done so lightly. I'll go quiet for 2 minutes while you do this. Continue with your deep breaths in a slow and relaxed way. Feel that these slow breaths are starting to breathe you as you continue this inner refuge of openness, receptivity, and equanimity. Feel every cell in the body drink in the nourishing breath. Every cell gently awakening and relaxing with the breath. As the body continues to breathe you, bring your attention to the forehead and the brow. Let the forehead become wide and smooth, and imagine at the center of your forehead a point of light. Feel the eyes rest softly back in their sockets. Unhinge the jaw. Feel all the micro muscles of the face relaxing. Relax the throat and imagine at the center of your throat a point of light, soft and gentle. Let the shoulders drop down away from the neck, broaden the collarbones and broaden the shoulders. Place at the front of each shoulder a point of light. Let there be openness in the chest. Move your attention into the heart and feel for a moment the heart alive and beating in your chest. Remember for a moment what a miracle that is, it beating there all on its own, and place there a point of light. Notice the belly still moving in and out as you breathe, and place deep inside, at the center, a point of light, soft and gentle. Soften the hands and place in each of your palms a point of light. Remain grounded at the pelvis. Place at each hip bone and at the pubic bone a point of light. And then down into the legs and the feet. Relax the feet and place at their arches a point of light. Here now feel the whole body and all points of light simultaneously. And then let the points of light spread themselves into every single cell of your body. Let the light travel into your veins, carrying wishes of wellness and peace. See yourself as a mere channel or vessel for this sacred light to move through. Let it run gently through the circuitry of your nervous system, into the brain, along the spine, and into every little nerve cell branch throughout the body. Let it seep into your bones, illuminate you from the inside out as the body continues breathing. And then let it begin to spread beyond you, into the vast field of your consciousness, and in widening circles beyond, above, below, and all around you. And wherever this light travels, let follow a wish for wellness and peace, no matter who, no matter where. Let it illuminate the room you're in, the house or the entire building you're in with its soft and gentle light, continually finding more and more space, moving outward into town, into the water sources, the soil, the air that the trees and all the creatures breathe, gracing every being it meets with the wish for health, happiness, and peace. And for a moment, simply enjoy this relaxed, safe, loving, illuminated presence, a full, gentle, expansive presence with radiating wishes for wellness and peace. And then, without needing an answer, I'd like you to drop a question into this illuminated space of light. That question is, how can I live my life, even in just some small ways, more aligned to this feeling and this wish for myself and the world? Just drop the question inside, like a coin into a wishing well, not knowing what kind of magic ripples it will create. And now bring your palms together, and if you'd like, make these wishes with me. May I enjoy this gentle, loving kindness in my daily life. And then the wish, may I let this loving kindness flow freely to others. And then make a little bowl with your hands, and imagine this bowl is spilling over with these ever-regenerating wishes of health, happiness, and peace for all beings. And then divide the hands as a gesture of giving it away, of letting it flow, and then rest your hands back down, and just linger here for a moment. When you're ready, please don't rush yourself. But when you're ready, please go ahead and open your eyes and let the room you're in and anyone you may be with come into your vision. Please go ahead and find your pen, your writing instrument, and your journal. So as you probably know, New Year prompts abound on the internet. So I want to offer something a little different and a little deeper. I am going to invite you to consider just a few reflections while we're in this space for that, but primarily as primers for what we'll be doing next. So just a few reflection points for now. Please know you don't have to work with all the prompts I give you. If there are any that don't resonate with you, let those go. Each prompt will rest on the screen for about 3 minutes, and then you can pause the video if you want more time with a given prompt. So the first prompt is sort of a cluster of questions aimed at the same thing. Stay open-hearted as you work with these prompts. Number 1, if this past year was a teacher, what was one hard lesson or one question she posed to you? Where are you in the process of answering that question? Where are you in the process of understanding or accepting the big question or the big challenge of this past year? From a surrendered place, can you see something that this past year has been pushing you to change for your own benefit, even if it's challenging? Try not to overthink it. Answer as instinctually and from the heart's knowing as you can. This video will give you 3 minutes to contemplate this question. You can pause the video if you need a little longer. Number 2, what has this year shown you about what no longer matters to you and that you're ready to let go of? Keep in mind that new life is not possible without some sloughing off. We have to sometimes prune the branches or let go of the dead weight before we can even see what's next, so that there is some space for something to be born into. So, what has this year shown you no longer matters to you that you'd like to eliminate? This can be a habit, a project, a job, a way of being. Name 1 or 2 things at the most. Again, this video will give you 3 minutes to contemplate this question. You can pause the video if you need more time. Number 3, what has this past year taught you about your strengths? Was there a way in which you were courageous this year? Or did you do something that you're proud of and that feels good to look back on? Again, let yourself write freely, whatever comes to heart. Number 4, what are you grateful for from this past year? Number 5, how are you different today than you were this time last year? What's the biggest change you see in yourself from this past year? If this change feels positive, how can you leverage it? If it feels negative, how might you steer it into something else, something positive, including getting support with that? Number 6, what feels like it was missing from this past year? Or what would you like to make more room for? Connection, discipline, playfulness, being of service, your spiritual life? Number 7, what already exists in your life that you want to take better care of or recommit to taking care of, perhaps including your sacred body? The next two prompts are for life beyond your personal life. One thing I find so beautiful is that pretty consistently, after a person does a certain amount of inner work, they almost always start inquiring about how they can be of more service to others. This is a natural desire within us to be of service, to feel connected in the shared desire for peace and happiness. And so, to help us fulfill that need inside, I'd like to include the following two prompts in our New Year reflections. Number one, what do you think the world needs all of us humans to be better at or to do better? And can you make a commitment to embody that yourself this coming year for the benefit of the collective? Number two, what's one way, no matter how small, you can intentionally extend yourself to uplift another being or group of beings in some way in the coming year? What gifts do you possess that you can share with another in some way? Action is the best antidote to fear and despair, and service bolsters up self-love. Beautiful. So let's allow some of those ideas to just do their work on you. And meanwhile, what we're going to do next is dream. And there may be some ways in which the contemplations I just took you through will inform your dreaming, or maybe not. We'll see. For this section, I really want you to let your imagination lead. So please set down your writing instrument again and close your eyes. I'm going to take you on a little trip into a future that already lives inside of you in seed form. I want you to begin with trust. Trust that there's a yet unmaterialized world within you, within that dark and velvety space within, a world of your dreams, a world of your own creation. And so to begin, just let yourself feel it. You don't have to be able to see it yet, just feel it. Maybe it feels like something that barely has a shape, or maybe it's more fully formed and ready to be born. Whatever the case, let that world begin to form in your mind, your heart, and your whole body. Feel it coming into being on the imaginal level, where all materialized experiences come from. Maybe there's a feeling clarifying, maybe there's an image or a scene forming. Whatever it is, let it start to come forward in some rough draft form. And if your inner critic is getting in your way, tell that little cutie to have a seat. You can think more critically later. Right now, we're going to let the imagination out. So begin to notice how this world feels in your body, the dream world, this world of your creation. Notice how it feels in your heart, and let a few images start to form in your heart-mind. No judging, no editing. Perhaps they are flashes of something. Perhaps there are some simple scenes starting to play out. Whatever they are, just let them emerge in your imagination, through your imagination, these little scenes of the world of your dreams, and feel them in your body. Now let's imagine that it's nighttime, deep in the night, and you are sleeping. You are sleeping so soundly and you are getting such good rest. Gradually, morning is coming, and so in your mind's eye, see the room you're sleeping in. Feel the sheets, the temperature of the air. What do you see, and what are the sounds you are hearing in the morning in the world of your dreams and the world of your own creation? Where are you geographically? What are your surroundings like? Are you alone, or is there someone else there? If so, who? As you rise from bed in this dream world, what is the first thing you do in the morning? What is your morning routine in this dream world? See this play out in your imagination. As you make your way to breakfast, what do you eat? How and where do you eat? As you look at your calendar, you see you have some work to do today in your dream world. You also have an appointment later in the day, as well as something you plan to help someone else with. In this dream world, what is the work you have to do today? What is the work that doesn't feel like work because it's meaningful and fulfilling and everything about it is flowing? What is that work? Now in your dream world, it's almost lunchtime, and you're about to head out for that appointment you have in the calendar. Who's it with? What will you be doing, and why is this appointment valuable? Follow your imagination. After this appointment, you head out to do that thing you plan to do for someone else, someone you know or don't know. Whatever it is, it feels good to do it. What is this thing you will do, and who is it for? Now it's time for something that you'll do for pleasure. It may be some kind of self-care or something else. In this dream world, what is it you do for pleasure? Imagine now that while you are on your way to the thing you will do for pleasure or self-care, you've received a wonderful surprise message, some incredible, surprising, and fortunate news. Something that makes what you've been wanting to create a million times easier. What's the message and who's it from? Now imagine you get another surprise message, something else you couldn't have imagined, such good news. What is it, and who is it from? Now in this dream world, it's time for dinner. What time is it? What are you having? Are you alone or with someone else? Where are you? After dinner, you take some quiet time to reflect. From this dream life of your creation, what are you reflecting on? What are you grateful for? What are you looking forward to? Again, let your imagination lead the way. Finally, you have just a few hours before bed. How do you spend those hours? Is it something quiet, luxurious, entertaining? Is it to further a new project? And now it's time for bed after another wonderful day in this dream world. Imagine laying your body down in bed for a good night's sleep, full of gratitude, full of openness, feeling connected to the flow of the universe, proud of your choices, full of love and curiosity for the countless magical and unpredictable moments embedded in the world. And with your eyes closed, know that this world exists. It already exists inside of you and is just waiting to be materialized. That is your creative project here, how to materialize it. And so, in a moment, when you open your eyes, we're going to begin that process. And so, when you're ready, please open your eyes. Welcome to the early days where the dream is in seed form and just waiting to bloom. Please go ahead and get your journal and writing instrument again. And with the dream you just dreamt in mind, consider the following questions. Number 1, are there any realizations or understandings from the dream that you want to capture? Did it make what matters to you more clear? If there's anything you realized or understood from your dream world that you want to capture, go ahead and write it down now. Number 2, given the dream, what will your new morning ritual look like? Number 3, what food choices would your dream world like you to make or change? Number 4, what is one thing you can start doing that will help you materialize your dream? Number 5, let's return to the question of elimination. Is there something else you've realized you want to remove from your life? Something that does not provide nourishment or, worse yet, that depletes you of your life force? What do you need to let go of to make room for what your dream world has in store? Number 6, are you living at the pace that feels right for you, that is aligned to your dream world? Number 7, would you like to create an evening routine that is more aligned to your dream world? Number 8, what kind of support is needed for this dream, and how can you begin to nurture that support? Asking for support from one another is not burdensome. It's a beautiful way of inviting and creating connection. So again, how can you begin building the support network for your dream? Energetic support and encouragement, financial support, collaboration. Think big. What do you need? And number 9, what do you need to learn? What do you need to heal? Or what skills do you need to develop to materialize this dream? How can you invest in yourself to materialize this dream? Now, a very predictable thing tends to happen shortly after we let our dreams out of their cages and into the ether. Just as all the good feelings float about inside and around you, another voice enters telling you how foolish it is or how selfish it is, and all the reasons you should put that dream back in the cage. If you've been through my nature-based parts work course, you will recognize that voice as that of the loyal soldier, also known by many as the inner critic, that strict character within us that wants to protect us from any kind of vulnerability whatsoever, the vulnerability of change, the vulnerability of disappointment, the vulnerability of exposure. However you refer to this inner character, it's the one in you who is already trying to talk you out of the dream. And that's okay. This is very natural, and the loyal soldier means well. They want you to be safe from harm and all the hard feelings. But what the loyal soldier doesn't know is that you are no longer 3 or 5 or 7 years old. You are now a full-grown, intelligent adult with all kinds of resources, inner and outer resources. And amongst those inner resources and inner capacities is the ability to do hard things, to navigate through challenging feelings and treat them as the teachers and messengers they are, so that you may continue to blossom and experience something more than just emotional safety, which is the only thing the loyal soldier is concerned about, really. So instead of trying to swat the dream-squashing comments away or pretending they aren't there, I'd like you to imagine this loyal soldier as a very young person who thinks they have more responsibility for your life than they do. And I'd like you to write a few words to let them know that this coming year, you're going to try something new, that you appreciate how much they want to keep you safe, but that there are other aspects of you that are going to come forward now. If you would like to learn more about disempowering this inner critic, please consider gifting yourself my nature-based parts work course, which I've included a link to below. One other thing I'd like you to do as a way of addressing common obstacles, instead of ignoring them, trying to hide from them, or giving in to them, is I want you to make an agreement with yourself to begin again if you drift off course. In fact, I'd like you to put some check-in points in your calendar that will prompt you to reassess or begin again at certain points in the year, maybe monthly or quarterly, or perhaps you have a friend who could be a mutual accountability buddy with you. Could you two plan to check in with each other every month or every quarter on the progress with your dreams? Do you have a therapist, coach, or teacher you can share your aspirations with and ask them to help hold them with you in some way? It's really important to plan for your humanness. Plan ways to get back on track when you stray, to stay close to your heartfelt wishes, dreams, and desires. It's very easy for these things to get buried in the day-to-day living of our busy lives. But if we put these checkpoints in place, we're more likely to stay on track. If you're changing deep-seated habits or ways of being, especially any that are tethered to a sense of unworthiness, or mindsets of scarcity, you'll want to make sure you garner yourself some support for that. Think in advance about these things, prepare for them. Again, they are normal obstacles, but if we plan for them, we can overcome them. One last thing I want to suggest is that you keep in mind that winter is naturally a time of rest and incubation. It's a time most suited to dreaming, imagination, and contemplation, of sitting in the dark and of wonder. And we always benefit when we live in harmony with the rest of nature. So even though it's customary in the West to start January off with the full steam of our goals and ambitions, this incongruence with nature is commonly one of the reasons the typical New Year's resolutions don't last. So you might consider how you can spread what you've come to here today out across the new year in a way that's aligned with the seasons. January is an excellent time to establish a lasting meditation practice, for example, because that's a very inwardly focused activity. It's a good time for more intimate conversations and get-togethers with friends. It's a good time for planning and preparing. So maybe some things you plan to begin now, and some you plan to start in the spring. Or maybe not. Maybe now is the perfect time for you to hit the ground running with new aspirations. Follow your heart. This is just something for your consideration. Okay, so whatever dreams you lean into for yourself or for our shared world, may you be a faithful gardener who tends lovingly and consistently while giving things time to grow. One who puts love and care into the process, because then that's what you'll get out of it too. If I can be of any support to you along your way, please feel free to reach out anytime. May whatever precious time you have here be spent on what matters to you most. Here's a closing quote for you by the ethnobotanist and mystic Terence McKenna. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under, it will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all the teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done, by hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a featherbed. Terence McKenna. Happy New Year.